Hello children. So children, in our last class we have discussed about Babur. I hope you all have understood that one. So in our today class we will discuss about Humayun. Okay, who ruled from 1530 to 1540 and then again from 1555 to 1556. Okay, now who was Humayun? Humayun was Babur's eldest son and he came to the throne in the year 1530. Babur had left his empire to the son, which was yet to be consolidated and to be developed. That is, Babur's son has to make the kingdom very strong and powerful. Now, Humayun tried to enlarge his empire by annexing the present day Gujarat, some part of Rajasthan, and Bihar. Humayun was the eldest son of Babur. Apart from Humayun, Babur was having other sons also. Their name was Kamran, Hindal, and Askari, whom Babur had given charge of small area. Right? Now, though Humayun was an able commander, but he was lacking the sustained spirit and energy which was being possessed by his father Babur. The name Humayun means fortunate, as the first Mughal emperor was Babur and the second Mughal emperor was Humayun, who faced several difficulties and problems. Now, what was the difficulties that he faced? Let's see. Firstly, his kingdom was not having any proper administration. Secondly, his brother were not happy with the territory, that is a small territory which his father has given them. The brother were not happy with that territory that was given to them. Thirdly, the kingdom was under the threat from all the sides, that is the Rajput, Bahadur Shah and the ruler of Gujarat and Afghan were always preparing. They were always ready to fight against Humayun. Now Sher Shah, the Afghan king, had established a powerful kingdom in eastern India and he wanted to expand his kingdom towards North India. You know what he did for that? He had a battle. There was a battle between Humayun and Sher Shah in 1532. So, in 1532, Humayun and Sher Shah met for the first time in the battlefield, and in that battle, Humayun won the battle and captured the fort of Chunar. Again in 1534, Humayun defeated Bahadur Shah and captured Gujarat and Malwa. Again, they, that is Humayun and Sher Shah, had a battle in 1539 where Sher Shah regrouped and defeated Humayun in the Battle of Chausa. And also he defeated Humayun in the Battle of Kannauj in 1540. So, as a result, when Humayun was defeated twice, he fled to Sindh, that is, ran away to Sindh to save his life, and from there again he went to Persia, and out there he remained in exile for 15 years. And during that time of his exile, his son Akbar was born in Sindh. Clear? Now Humayun made a second attempt to regain its power in Delhi. So in 1555, he returned to India, and by that time when he came back, Sher Shah had already died and the Sur Empire had become weak, as because after Sher Shah, his successor was not so strong, they were weak. So Humayun, he fought with them and recaptured the territories that he lost, and again he became the ruler of Delhi. Clear? But his success was for a very short time because he fell from the step of his library in Sher Mandal in Purana Killa, and he died away. And he was succeeded by his son Akbar. So, which year Humayun died? That is in the year of 1556. He died. Clear? I hope you understood about Humayun. Now, next we will move to the Sur Empire. Okay. So, out here, the Sur Empire was for a short period, that is from 1540 to 1555. So, as we have discussed about Sher Shah, now let's know about him in details. Okay. Now, Sher Shah was the son of an Afghan Jagirdar in Sasaram, Bihar. And what was the real name of Sher Shah? His real name was Farid Khan. And when Sher Shah, he killed a tiger. After killing a tiger, he was been given the title of Sher. Understood? And on becoming the king, he was been called as Sher Shah. So what was the real name of Sher Shah? Farid Khan. Understood? Now, Sher Shah was an ambitious man, and after becoming the king, within a few years, he raised his army. He made a very strong and powerful army, well-trained army he developed, and he became powerful and acquired, that is, he occupied present-day state of Bihar, Jharkhand, and West Bengal. And he defeated Humayun twice and occupied Delhi also. So, apart from this, he annexed territories in the north and organized a proper administrative system out there. And he ruled for a short period and died in 1545 and was buried at Sasaram. Now, let's see his achievement, that is, what achievement he made during his time period. As Sher Shah was a good general and a better administrator, so he reformed the civil, military, and land revenue administration. And he also introduced a new currency, that was a silver coin called rupiah. He also reduced custom duties and built an excellent network of road. This is very important. Which road he built? That was Grand Trunk Road. Clear? Now, whatever development he did, this all led to encourage trade, and many of his reform was being continued by Akbar also. Clear? Now, Sher Shah, he was a secular ruler. That is, he treated all religion equally. That is, Hindu, Muslim, everyone he used to treat equally. He used to respect all the religions and worked for the welfare of his people and for the development of his kingdom. He always used to work for them. Okay, and he was also regarded as the forerunner of Akbar. Now, after his death, he was succeeded by Islam Shah, and he was not competent like him, and he was very weak too. So, he was been defeated by Humayun in 1555, and in this way, the rule of Sur Empire came to an end. Clear? So, children, today we have discussed about Humayun and Sur Empire. I hope you have understood. So today till this much. Thank you.